Okay, we're going to demonstrate activating client portal, and we're using the example client of Stephen Killer and Penny Leach. So the first thing that we need to do is check that the client has their details in the system correctly. First thing we do is we check the client's details. Pardon me. Okay, so we've got dates of birth, we've got de facto, we've got names, we've got all these things in here that need to be in there. We check their contact details. In particular, we want to check that they've got a mobile number because that's used, and that it's set to the preferred and the SMS number. So this one was set up before the SMS numbers were done. So we just need to go in, confirm preferred SMS is yes, and save it again. Now what that will do is it will create the SMS email address, which allows them to receive text messages from our system. And no, we don't need to have the Australia on there at this point in time because our SMS system will pick that up automatically. So there you go. Now they both have SMS emails enabled in the system. Next, we want to quickly check that the messages in file notes are shared with the client. So we'll jump over to file notes and we'll do a particular type of search for client access. Yes, has client access. We'll search, we'll see what's on the list. So there's a third-party authority and a bunch of emails, which are mostly the newsletter emails. So not much. Generally speaking, we would expect when a client has confirmations in the system that they would also show up. Finally, we do a sanity check on their balance sheet. So we jump over to financial information, balance sheet, and just have a quick look. Please note that things with the status of cancelled or closed and things like that won't appear on the client portal. They have to be existing or current or paid up assets or liabilities or in-force annuities to show up. So we can see here, we've only got the client's super funds in the system, and then there's a pension plan in the system. Now, it would be good to add in the house and other things, but we haven't got there yet. But for now, at least we know these assets are pulling through and we can share those with the client. If we want to drill down into the portfolio view, we can, but just knowing that they're there, we can be happy. There's nothing unlinked. Finally, all we've got left to do is enable their client access. So we go to client access, and we simply hit enable client access. It will automatically generate a user ID, and then I will click generate password. Please note the one that's currently filled in is the one that LastPass has automatically filled in. So I'm going to generate a password generated, and it's automatically forcing the password to change on next login. Now we need to change the access level to advanced access. It's currently defaulting to portfolio shared, but for some strange reason that's not actually working. So we're going to go back to advanced access for now. At this point, that is all we need to do. We can then enable. And it will say, warning, client access license will be deployed. Do you wish to proceed? Hit the OK button, and then it will tell you when it's done. It has been enabled for this client. Okay. So now it is live. We'll get a fresh page. You can see that now it's got some data there, and they can log in. And we don't have two-factor authentication on yet, and their fact find status is not enabled, which is where we'll get clients to use the portal fact find in the future. Now, when we have a quick look down here, On the left, the menu is expanded now to include client relationships. So we'll have a look under here and you can see if a client group has multiple entities, you need to tick any additional entities that you want them to be able to see on their client access. Now this screen is dictated by the client group, which this will take you to, which is also available by going admin groups related clients. So there may be clients under here that are just relatives and we don't want them in the same client reporting group or having access to each other's stuff. Equally now, we'll jump over to the partner access because note that only activated Stevens. It did not activate Penny's. So we jump over to partner access. You can see client access is not enabled on this entity. Enable, it's created a username, generate a password, and I'll change this to advanced access as I mentioned. Enable client access, and away it goes. So there we go. Client access has been activated. If you'd really like to check, we can jump in and have a look at their file notes and see the email that went out with their username. It won't show us the password. So the email that went out with the username, we only get to record the code version because the system that sends it actually codes it on the fly. So we won't have a copy of what was sent on our system, but we'll have a copy of the code that was there before it sent.